Hi, this is Dr. Archibald. I want to talk a little bit about the reader analysis and how you should look at it. The RA paper is a difficult one for most of you. What you are usually asked to do with a piece of writing, story, poem, essay, is to tell the reader what the text is about or to critique it in some way. The reader analysis assignment instead asks you to tell your reader how you read the Hofstadter essay. This is much different. It's the difference between recounting a story of a journey and describing the destination of that journey, or where it is that you ended up. And if you were talking about a journey to somewhere, you need to talk about, in this case, how you traveled and what you saw along the way. The same applies to Hofstadter. Tell the reader how how you read his sentences. It's as simple as that. Not what his sentences mean, but what you did to understand those sentences. And in order to do this, you have to perform a series of investigations. A reading goes in steps. First, you read the passage through and get the gist of it. Then, on the second pass, you notice a turn of phrase or a difficult word or a particular kind of logic. You note all these things in detail. On a third pass over the material, you connect what you've read so far to something previous and to something after. You connect it to your own experience and then say how that experience helps you read his essay. You put the pieces together, acknowledge what you understand and what is still left to figure out. Thus, a reading is a kind of a snapshot of a moment of focused attention on a text. And it usually goes in threes. First the gist, then the the working with the senses, and then the connections. You should do that for each of the sections that you write about. So again, you go from ignorance about how the section of the essay works to describing how the parts of the section work together to figuring out the larger context in the section. You pass through it, you get down into the guts and muck around in it, and then you step back and say what you found. That's an analysis. Another way to look at it is if you measure the work done on a reading on the scale of 10, then the gist is about a 2, and the mucking around in the sentences is about a 6, and the connections and the conclusion is a 2. The major work of an analysis is when you take the top off, this is off the machine and start figuring out how it works. You're an engineer, a tinkerer, a would-be inventor looking at someone else's terrific gizmo and trying to figure out how it works so that you can make something just like it. You're reading as a writer. Okay? All right, thanks. Bye.